They are the giant jewels of music making, becoming ever rarer. Technological wonders a century ago, theater pipe organs are no less amazing now. And one of the world's most famous pipe organs has just moved to Central Ohio. And soon a dedicated team of musicians and technicians will transform Ohio Dominican University's theater into the grandest of music halls. The grand pile of stone and arch that is Ohio Dominican University seems to cry out for a special instrument, something to provide a soundtrack for its stately. Turns out, for a century, its theater's walls have held a silent secret.
So here we are entering one of the organ chambers here at Ohio Dominican University, which was built in the 1920s. And this space was built for a pipe organ. It just never had one.
And that always struck the wrong chord with Sean Kenny. An accomplished organist and musical director, Sean happens to know a little bit about the mechanical musical marvel that is a theater pipe organ.
This is the theater pipe organ in my home here in Columbus. And this instrument has about 1,200 pipes or so compared to the almost 3,000 that are in the Ohio Dominican University pipe organ we're getting ready to install. It's quite amazing what has to happen from the moment I hit the key on the keyboard to the note actually playing. There's about 15 different steps that have to happen.
The golden age of the theater pipe organ was the 1920s, when grand movie houses, like the Ohio Theater, used them to set the mood for silent films.
So anything was happening on the motion picture screen, the organist could duplicate those sounds to make it not so boring.
Wait a minute, you ain't heard nothing yet.
Then came the talking picture, and overnight, obsolescence for the giant organs.
Now, I think we have less than a couple dozen theater organs in our original homes.
And one of them is about to get a new home.
So the Hardman Wurlitzer, it's important for Columbus.
As impressive as Sean's pipes are, they're mere kazoos when compared to the mighty Hardman Studio Wurlitzer.
This is one of the largest theater organs in the world.
And when it came up for sale, Sean knew who to call.
And he says, Connie, you're going to be so excited. We have a chance to have one of the world's most famous organs.
ODU President Connie Gallagher was immediately in tune.
To have something like that at a very incredible, special place like Ohio Dominican it's a dream.
Now it's almost time for Ohio to say hello to the Hardman.
All right, so here we are, staring at the console, the nerve center of the organ.
The actual Hardman Wurlitzer?
Right here in Columbus, Ohio.
One of the most legendary organs in the world.
It is,
right
world-renowned, right here in Columbus, Ohio. So we use 4 26-foot Penske trucks to bring this instrument back here. We're sitting here in our storage space here at Ohio Dominican University. Around me you see parts and pieces of the various sections of the instrument. All the wooden pipe trays, these crates behind me here, I think there's almost 50 of them, they actually contain all the pipes that go in this instrument.
Soon, Sean and Ohio Theater pipe organist Clark Wilson will begin the mammoth task of reassembling this 8,000-piece jigsaw puzzle.
I'm sure walking in here today, you're like, what does that do? We all know.
So it can bring a sound straight from the heavens.
This is important to Columbus to have another one of these historic instruments
in a new place of honor.
Again, this will be a draw to organists from all over the world to come in to want to play this instrument.
Sean's team used computer-aided design, design CAD to precisely measure everything, ensuring that the pipes would indeed fit in the organ rooms. And they'll begin installation next week. Hope to have the Hardman making music again just after Christmas. And we'll, of course, follow along and bring you updates. Fingers crossed that it fits.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
It will.
All eyes on the moment they can play.
I just can't, for as much time as I spend around antiques and antique machinery, I cannot fathom how they're going to get it all together again, but they will. So we'll follow along.
The magic will happen.
And by Christmas.
Hopefully,
no less.
Yeah. No pressure, Sean.
Wow. So
You're about to hear the story of a little girl with a rare and profoundly challenging disease who will capture your heart.
Her parents, faced with a devastating diagnosis, are now meeting those challenges head-on so that others won't have to. Get ready to meet little Lola and her astonishingly successful fundraising effort.
I would describe Lola as incredibly sweet. She just has a really calming nature to her. We say that Lola is good for your soul.
Look at this face. What do you see? Joy, contentment, spirit.
Because people like regularly tell us that. Like after they spend time with her, they're like, man, there's just something about her.
Lola's is also the face of a fighter, with so many cards stacked against her.
Lo faces so many challenges. So she's diagnosed with Zellweger spectrum disorder. It is a multi-symptom disorder. It affects her nervous system, affects her organs, affects her functions. Lo is very visually impaired. She is deaf without her cochlear implants. She is cognitively delayed. She can understand things that are happening, but to what extent, we're not really sure. She faces mobility issues. You think about all the things that you need to navigate life. Lo faces challenges in every single area.
Now 3.5, Lo seemed normal, healthy at first. But at 9 months,
Her eyes began shaking, and we thought something was wrong with her eyes. So it led us to ophthalmology. It took us a couple more months before we got the diagnosis.
We got the diagnosis that it was Zellweger spectrum disorder. Early on, you feel empty, you feel sad, you feel angry, you feel hopeless. No, it's unfair for a child to receive a diagnosis like that.
We like to remain hopeful, but if you asked a specialist and they were being honest, they would say that she probably will not survive to 10.
Zellweger syndrome is one of many different types of leukodystrophies, and leukodystrophy means that it's a condition, a genetic condition that affects the white matter of the brain.
Dr. Margie Ream is a neurologist with Nationwide Children's Hospital.
Zellweger disease, as well as most of the other leukodystrophies, are very rare conditions, and so there's not a lot of commercial motivation to do research and create medications to help with these conditions.
But now, Sarah and Jake have a saying that guides them.
Faith over fear. It is every day choosing to look at the good, and every day choosing to count the blessings that we have.
And to get active. The couple has founded a fundraising effort, Hope with Lo.
I reached out to the Global Foundation for Paroxysmal Disorders, which is like the foundation for what Lo has. We'd set the goal as raising $40,000 by February 28th, which is Rare Disease Day, and we raised that in less than 20 days. So we decided to just extend the number because we're like, this is incredible. It was just this like amazing outpouring of love from all over the world.
And are so professional in the way that they take the message to the community. It's hard for it not to resonate. I mean, like Lo is this adorable, I mean, she's so stinking cute. I had no doubt that they'd be successful, but they've really blown it out of the water.
So what's your hope?
My hope ultimately is for a cure. You know, therapies and treatments and a prognosis that is not your child is going to die.
I think beyond that, our hope is that Lo experiences a life that fills her with joy.
There's so much darkness at the moment of the diagnosis. But what's been the reality of raising Lo?
Joy and light. When I wake her up in the morning and she smiles at me and laughs with me, and we cuddle and read a book together, and she pats my face and gives me kisses and a hug. It brings me so much joy.
From darkness to inspiration. Another new way to look at Lola, a little rare disease warrior, showing us a face of hope.
We hope that Lo's life is purposeful, that her life causes other people to see something deeper about life and to understand something maybe different about themselves as well.
Now get out your phones here and you can scan the QR code there. That will guide you toward the fundraising effort and also to the special 5K, the inaugural Hope with Lo 5K run at OSU coming up on Saturday. There's a 1-mile fun run as well. So the code will get you to that site to register and also tell you more about the fundraising effort here. The web address, if that's easier, is hopewithlo.com.
Well, I mean, this smile right here. Oh. And the time that you spent. Yeah. I mean, they talked about the joy that she just
She's magnetic, and like Sarah said, she's just good for your soul. And by the way, with the fundraising, so Sarah mentioned that they had raised the $40,000 in 20 days,
right.
So they upped it to $75,000. They called me last week. They had blown past the $75,000. $100,000 is now the goal.
That is so cool.
They'll probably get that with the run this weekend.
Wow.
So, nice to see.
Well, we'll be cheering for Lo for sure.
Yep, for sure.
Jeremiah, thank you. The holidays aren't always about the gifts that you get, but the ones that you give to those in need. This morning, 2 kids didn't simply want to drive by homeless people on the street. They were inspired to give them some comfort. Our Bob Kendrick followed along as they turned hot chocolate into care packages.
Hello, do you guys want some hot chocolate?
Cloudy, gray, 40 degrees in November. Weather custom made for customers.
So do you want marshmallows in your hot chocolate? Okay.
Here where charity meets chocolate.
Well, today we are selling hot chocolate, brownies, and cookies at Crooked Can to help homeless people.
For the second year now, the Hammond kids, 9-year-old Kaylin and her 6-year-old brother Gavin, are hosting hot chocolate stands. The menu is small, and the goal big.
We're gonna spend our money that we earn on stuff for the bags. We are putting like hand warmers, hats, scarves. Okay, it's very hot, okay? It's
multiple hot chocolate fundraisers, born of a need that Kaylin spotted.
One time we were driving somewhere, I forget, and we passed a homeless man on the street, and I'm like, Mom, we have to do something for these people. It's a whole business here.
Yes, indeed.
Last year, she was able to create 50 care packages, and this year, she has a goal to create 100 care packages.
With Christmas fast approaching, it's packing day at Northwest Chapel in Dublin. How many bags did you manage to get?
48.
Each bag also comes with a laminated note from Kaylin and Gavin.
Me and my brother sold hot chocolate, cookies, and brownies to make enough money to make this care package for you.
I hope it helps you stay warm, comfortable, and brings you happiness. Happy holidays for Kaylin and Gavin.
Thank y'all. The Hammonds tag along with the Northwest Chapel folks, handing out their weekly meal on the west side at Franklinton.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. Love you. Can I have one too, honey? Thank you. God bless you. Hey, he's a little angel there. God sent him this way. And I really do appreciate that.
Lord, we'd just like to thank you for all the blessings you give us and all the trials you put us through. We'd like to thank you just for your son who died for us.
We've talked a lot about the homeless and, you know, how people become homeless, you know, kind of background stories that could go into it.
It's from a hot chocolate stand and making money to help people.
She's a young kid, and she has a heart of gold to come out here, to want to be out here, and she has a heart for the homeless.
Easing burdens with a bag. From kids ready to serve up a cup of kindness.
I want my children to grow up being kind people who aren't judgmental and want to help others, and that's our goal.
Would you like to give me one?
Yeah, here.
On your side, on the west side, I'm Bob Kendrick reporting.